As I'm sure you guys have heard, the San Francisco 49ers are making calls on some potential wide receivers, and this is why. Just listen to this breakdown of the San Francisco 49ers current wide receiver room as I would project it if the roster was cut today and with the available people that they have. Obviously at the top, Brandon Aiyuk. Brandon Aiyuk has not returned to practice. He is a PUP candidate, which means he might start the season and miss the first 4 games and be eligible to return after that. I think at this point, it might be reasonable with Brandon Aiyuk not returning to practice yet. I don't think it makes a ton of sense to throw Brandon Aiyuk into practice next week and then make him available for week 1. It might make sense to start him out on PUP. Then you have Jauan Jennings, who, from what I'm hearing, is barely rehabbing, at least in front of the media. As we know, he's dealing with a calf injury, and it sounds like it is a legitimate calf injury. And he doesn't seem like he is close to returning. We'll find out what his availability is for week 1. Ricky Pearsall, healthy right now. Phenomenal. Obviously, didn't start training camp that way, but as it stands right now, Ricky is good. Knock on some wood if you're standing next to or sitting next to any. Then beyond that, you have Demarcus Robinson. Demarcus has been good in training camp. Solid. Dependable. He seems like a guy who could definitely be a big part of this 49ers offense as a kind of a reserve rotational wide receiver. Problem with him, he might get suspended. We don't know that yet. He's currently in appeals, and I don't know when we are going to find out when or if he will be suspended, but he has the potential to miss week 1. Then you have Jacob Cowing, who missed the majority of training camp. He is now back. Again, he is being eased into action. So we don't really know if or where Jacob Cowing is. He had a really good, off season. Unfortunately, got injured day 1 of 49ers training camp, tweaking his hamstring. Then after that, you also have Jordan Watkins, the rookie 4th rounder, who looked like he was going to play a lot. And the 49ers were prepping him to play a lot. He gets a high ankle sprain in the preseason game against the Broncos. He is expected to miss week 1. Then you have, who I think is going to be the last guy to make the roster, is Russell Gage. I think you have to keep 7 wide receivers at this point, especially with the situations going on with Brandon Aiyuk and all of those things. So if he is put on PUP, I don't think he will count against the roster. Again, I'm not speaking from a place of full confidence if that is truly the case or not, but I believe if he will be on PUP, he won't count against the active, and so then the 49ers will technically have 6, which might give them an ability to add another wide receiver, which is kind of what they've been doing, making calls, seeing if anyone is available. I don't know. Is it going to be Robbie Chosen who sneaks on, to the roster at this point? Maybe. And then when you look at this breakdown of these wide receivers, that puts the 49ers, let's put Robbie back on the practice squad for now. Let's say the 49ers keep those 7 and they're heading into week 1 with those 7. There's no guarantee that there's more than 3 available healthy wide receivers from that group. They would likely have to bring someone up off the practice squad to activate for those games. So that's just the current state of the 49ers wide receiver room. And it makes a lot of sense to why they're making calls, because at this point, they just need capable hands. They need someone who they can count on to be available. We already know the NFL and what it stands for, and we know that one of the things that is crucial is availability. The best ability is availability, And so as it stands right now, the San Francisco 49ers are dealing with tons of injuries to their running back room, to their wide receiver room, and, a lot of skill positions. They're dealing with injuries to starters on their offensive line. Both guards are currently hurt. So, this is a banged up team, and week 1 hasn't even started yet. This is again, I'm fine with the roster. I think that the 49ers have enough talent to win football games. But if that talent isn't on the field, that presents the problem because they aren't deep. This is not a deep team. They are very top heavy, and they are going to be relying on a lot of young players to fill in the gaps. But when those young players aren't even available, that creates a whole nother situation for the San Francisco 49ers. So, obviously, there's still a couple weeks before the 49ers kick off action in Seattle. So there still is time to course correct. There still is time to hopefully get Jauan Jennings back into the mix. Find out what's going on with DeMarcus Robinson. And hopefully the wide receiver room rounds out a little bit more clearly than what it currently stands at. But 49ers already starting their season, kind of trying to work through some adversity, and that adversity is quantified by injuries. And I feel like a broken record when I say this, because I've said it probably every year since the 2020 season, is that the number one thing that is standing in the way of the San Francisco 49ers having a successful season and going all the way is injuries. That's it. Injuries. Injuries are the number one thing. Everyone wants to point to the roster. Oh, they don't have this guy. No, they can get by. They have enough high-level talent that they can absolutely win games with role players at other positions. They can do it. I believe in that. They have the coaching. They can do it. It's the injuries. It's the availability. If you don't have your top guys to fill in those gaps, they don't have a ton of adequate depth. So not only do you lose a top-end player, but they're then replaced by a less than adequate player, and it is a huge drop-off. So that is, again, going to remain to be my biggest concern with this team. I do believe that they have the current talent. If everyone was healthy and everyone was available, this is a playoff team. I think they look great in training camp. I think there is a lot to be happy about with what we've seen from them. Again, the number one concern, and will remain to be the concern, is injuries. And I feel like the wide receiver room is very emblematic of kind of where they're at. And obviously this translates to the defensive line room as well. The defensive backs have been injured. They have legitimate injuries at nearly every single level of their team. I would say the healthiest spots, I can't even say quarterback. Mac Jones is hurt. Tight end, they seem to be healthy at tight end. Linebacker, they seem to be healthy at linebacker. I think those are the only two spots outside of special teams where they're not dealing with an injury. So, buckle up. Going to be a fun, I think it's going to be a great season. I think it will be fine. I think the 49ers will make the correct adjustments, and they will have to get by for a couple weeks here at the beginning. But, if that's what it's going to take, that's fine. I think the bottom line is, so far, knock on wood, we don't have any serious season-ending injuries. We did lose Patrick Taylor. who I think would have served as quality depth in the running back room. But we'll see. We'll see what the 49ers do here moving forward. Let me know what you think. What are you thinking is the biggest thing that is going to stop the 49ers from being successful this year? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.